Hey friends, thanks for being here. We are Swag Vintage AZ and we're going to thrift today, and then I'm going to show you some restoration projects with some paint and some brass polishing. Just a reminder, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Etsy, and here on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so slowing it down because what do I see? A lamp. There's a lady standing there, so I couldn't really film. Then I see more lamps, and you know I love the lamps. Of course, here I am. Even more lamps, pears, all vintage. Those are the two I immediately put in my cart. Then I immediately put these in my cart. And then I started agonizing about what else should I get. So there's these incredible basket ones and these two brown ones, and I love brown, as you all know. And then these really great 80s mauve gold ones. Oh, and then this little guy caught my eye, but too bad the palm fronds were broken. So, and then I wonder how they got broken. I don't know. Then I'm looking for smaller lamps, and I'm looking at those basket lamps again. And into this area, there was a really cool, I'll show you that one later. Oh, no, I'm going to show it to you right now. It's like a genie lamp. So I went and got another cart because I decided to pick up a few more. And the total lamp damage that day were 10 lamps, and they were each either $9 to $12. I also had a discount that day, so I ended up spending about $100 on lamps. I was so drunk and so excited. My fingers were trembling. This is why we do what we do. It's all about the thrill, right? So those were the last two lamps I was considering. This one sadly was $15, so I let it go, but it is very, very cute and super unique. But that was it for the lamps, and those were the first place I stopped. Usually I don't go to the lamps first thing, but that day I was feeling it. So of course you have to check the shades to see if we have any matching, obviously vintage shades, and we didn't that day. I think there was, and here it is. I mean, I just decimated the place. It was full at first. I loved this burlap shade. I do like that burlap, but for $12, I couldn't do it. I really only want to pay maximum $3.50 for a shade. So here I am. I found a little rhino. At this point, I'm super drunk. I missed this marble apple. I'm so regretful. That would have been amazing, beautiful. But instead, I was dazed and confused and picking up things that I just couldn't even see straight at this point. However, I do stand by picking this one up. This is a very cute duck with a brass bill. I probably could have picked that one up. It had a matching one, but it was missing its bill. And then unremarkable mug here. Again, I'm kind of drunk at this point because I was so excited about those lamps. So I'm just like picking stuff up blindly and really missing some good things. But also, I was still under budget at this point in my business. And so I didn't have a ton of money to spend, and I had $100 of lamps sitting in my carts. I had two carts. I had to park them at the front of the store. So I just did not, I really was being conservative about what I would spend. This is gorgeous, however, a brass cloisonne vase. Probably could have picked that up, but I think it was $5, which is a little steep just for that size. And then here's some mid-century modern wood-carved fruit. Again, I think on any other day I would have picked those up, but today I was really, really pushing the budget. This piece I got kind of excited about. It's an IKEA piece, which I don't typically pick up IKEA. However, IKEA discontinued or vintage. There is a place for that in the market. So I went ahead and risked it with this little guy and then looked him up, and he is a ceramic penguin or bird and priced at $50 by a designer, Katerina Breditis. I guess that's how you say it. So I'll be listing that little guy or putting him in the booth. I haven't decided yet. This I thought was stained glass, but actually it's just kind of painted on. Looks like a hobbyist piece, was not framed. So of course I let that pass, but anything colorful in glass, I'll at least check it out. A nice shiny pineapple. I love pineapples. I love shiny metals, particularly brass. This one surprised me because it looked like just a contemporary piece, and I thought it was going to be lightweight and cheap, but it did have some weight to it. I left it behind, however. Again, not remarkable enough. Moving into the glassware, these were very pretty. Nice thick glass. Interesting color. Left them behind because I didn't have any space for glass and lamps falling all over them. This looks like a vintage Kentucky Derby glass. Nice piece, but not much in the glassware. I actually ran into a lady later, and she had cleaned out this section because she was specifically looking for pretty colored glass. I loved these. They were so cool. I did not look them up or research them, but they were nice, heavy duty, and big, and a nice set. Left them all behind because that day was not the day for me to pick up a variety of things. Apparently it was the only buy lamps and one bird day. However, I think I do pick up a few more things. I loved the look of these, but they turned out to be chipped and painted. It looked like maybe it was a set that someone had made for a party or a wedding. That lady that I was talking to for the glass, she picked this one up for me, and she said, "Oh my gosh, this looks like your lamps. You should get it." And I was like, "No, ice bucket." And then I got it. Tell me what this is. Is this an ashtray? I loved it. The paint was, there's a lot of paint loss on this side, so I skipped over it. But is that where you stab out your cigarettes, in the middle? Let me know in the comments. Now I'm in furniture, and I like to look at furniture. Maybe I'll pick up an end table or a chair. However, I do not flip furniture. It's just so much heavy lifting, literally. But this dresser I thought was really interesting. So much texture, so much interest. So I hope someone picked that up. I loved this massive wood planter, and it had these huge cracks, but I was sad because I would have taken that home and put something fun in it for the backyard. And here, this had to come from the same place as the lamps. I mean, come on. Look at this credenza with its super heavy duty, ornate 70s vibe with that dark, very textured wood grain. I just hope someone else snagged it that day. Okay, so here are the lamps in the cart. Cart number 1, cart number 2. It was a great day. I'm still smiling thinking about this day and how giddy I was afterwards. Here's the total haul waiting for the checkout. And then they helped me into my car, and we stacked them all up. And so, of course, I had to take a video of all of the lamps in the back of the car. And then I take a video of all the lamps the way that I tied them up. So I used some rope that I had to tie these two in the back because they didn't fit in the middle seat. And this is my method for lamp transport. Footwells are pretty safe places to put them, but my favorite thing to do is seat belt them in. And so I'll show you here how I do that. I wrap it around the neck once, right? I wrap it around the neck once, and then the bottom part I try and get cinched up around the belly, buckle it in, and then I lock the seatbelt in place. So there they are in the back seat, looking so pretty. I was so proud. And because it was lamp day, I'm just going to show you a video of me taking them all into my house so that I could take a look at them and admire them. I have some body shame about this video because I feel like my butt looks weird, but hey, whatever. And then there's like a sticker on it, but we're just going to go with it. And here I am doing like a slow pan because it's just all about the lamps. This little guy might be my favorite of the lot. It needs some work because it's missing its twisty knob. So I need to order one of those or steal one from another lamp. It's a very easy repair. The rest of these, some chips in the paint. And so I'm going to show you now how I restored it. So this one was super chipped up, and I was concerned and feeling like maybe I shouldn't have purchased it. It's definitely, like a Spanish revival kind of vibe. I mean, it looks like it belongs on like a a boat, lamps on boats. So those are all the chips. That is my cat. I use paint markers called Posca. They're very high quality, and that way I don't have to mess with brushes and getting paint bottles out. So here I am, just dabbing every little white spot and then smudging with my finger. I used black on this even though it was a really, really dark brown, but because there were so many divots and little crater marks, it worked out really well because it just blends right in with the shadows that the lamp naturally creates. So here I am, dabbing and smudging, dabbing and smudging, dabbing and smudging. Love a good time lapse. You can see I'm making progress here. It's starting to look pretty good. Those are my fingers afterwards because I never wear gloves because it's just too much of a hassle. Here's a before with a lot of chips on this section. And that's the after. So, upon close inspection, sure, you can see the color difference, but from far away or even just 6 inches away, it's pretty good. And then here's another before, and there's even a chip on the gold piece for this one. And yet I was able to correct all of those really glaring white spots. And I think the gold repair looked really good. Again, I used Posca paints. And here it is, after all said and done. It looks really good. You would never know that it was ever chipped. And I'm very happy and pleased with how that turned out. Okay, moving on to some brass. This is a piece I picked up in California. This little guy spent a lifetime on the coast. We were at Manhattan Beach in California, and I went to an estate sale in El Segundo and found him. So I'm using a juicy lemon and some salt to get this brass polished. I do not like using Brasso. It just stinks really bad. So I like using more natural stuff, mostly because it just, for the sake of my nose, I don't know, and like smelling. So here I am rubbing and rubbing. And my intent with this video was like this, to show this amazing transformation while I was scrubbing. But this thing was so patinaed. It was the most patina I've ever seen on any brass. And I tried to sell it as is. It's been listed for about 5 months now. And here I am making just a little bit of progress. I mean, barely a dent in this. And so I've had it listed for 5 months, but it didn't sell. So I thought, you know what? Holidays are coming up. Let's polish this guy up and see what we can do. And here I am, time lapse. This took forever, but here he is before, very dark patina, as you can see, and here he is after. So now I'm going to do a lot of very gratuitous, slow panning of these photographs I took of him, and I updated the listing, and I did increase the price because I put some effort in, and he's just looking so fabulous that I felt like he was worth it. It's the holidays, so I'm really hoping someone picks him up. He's very special and beautiful and took kind of a rose gold tint, actually. All right, what's sold? Those Libby lemon glasses. I mean, they sold so fast. I sold them in 2 sets of 4 and they're all gone. And here is this beautiful Swedish candelabra that I have had listed just for a couple of months, and that was a great sale for me. This I've had for so long. It's one of my first picks. It's a studio pottery vase, so beautiful. That sold to the same person who bought the candelabra. And hey, look, my pineapple lamp sold. It's the best day when a lamp sells, and if 2 of them sell, it's great. So that one actually sold over OfferUp. And then I had these 2 glass hedgehogs that sold as well. So I'm very pleased. They were so adorable. And then finally, my biggest sale were these A. Santini signed horsehead bookends that I used in my house. So that's it, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And again, please see us on Etsy and Instagram. That's the one. And here on YouTube, follow, subscribe, comment something nice, and thanks so much for being here. Bye.